I'm going to be going over instructions on how to set up your survey for any human subjects that you need to use in your experimenting. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up the template that was emailed to you along with this video. You're going to head over to the three dots and you're going to select make a copy. You need to make your own copy of this template so that you can edit it. So what you're going to do is erase copy of, and you're going to put your name, and then leave human subject survey, delete where it says template. So it should just say your name, human subject survey. You are going to move it into your experiment folder inside your science project folder. So we're going to go all the way back to your drive. Then you're going to select your science project folder. And it's going to go inside the experiment folder. So you're going to press select. Once you've done that, you will have your copy made in a separate survey. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to replace the title with your name, human subject survey, the same way we just did it. So if you've already renamed it when you made a copy, you are all set with that step. The next thing you're going to do is down here, instead of just having that same title, you're going to put your scientific question or the title of your experiment. So what effect do video games have on a person's mood? That's going to be my example question that I'm using today. Once you've made your title, then you can move on to the next part. So you'll notice that there's a section 2 of 3 where it says informed consent. This section you are not going to do anything to. So these are required questions that you have to ask any person that you're doing a test on. So I already added these the way that they're supposed to be for the consent form, so you don't have to change them. The only thing you have to do is insert your name where it says researcher name, and you're going to add that down where it says description. The title of the project, what effect do video games have on a person's mood? So I'm just inserting my scientific question. If you have a separate title that you want to use, you can do that as well. Then I'm going to say the purpose of this study is to determine how people's moods change after playing video games. This will take approximately 10 minutes to complete the survey. Participants are asked to answer the following questions based on their experience. Okay, so you'll notice that I said what the purpose of my study was, how long it will take for the people to participate, and then what they're actually being asked to do. Okay, then you have to assess any risks. So since mine is just a survey, I will say that there are no reasonable risks. If you are doing something where you actually have to ask people to do something, so maybe you're asking them to stare at an image, you might want to say something like, participants may experience eye strain from staring at the image, something like that. If you're confused about what the risks could be, just ask your teacher and we can help you come up with ideas for that. And then where it says describe the procedures that will be used to minimize risk, you're going to leave this one where it says no names will be reported or shared, only overall data will be published in the final report. If you have additional things you want to add, you're just going to press enter, and then you'll add in your other risk minimization strategies that you're going to use. So maybe you're going to talk to the people afterwards to make sure they're okay. Whatever you need to add after is fine. Okay? Then just leave this one as it is, so if the participant has any questions, they can reach out to the earth science teachers. Then these questions, so to be completed by the human subject, you'll leave that as it is. This is where the actual student is going to sign, giving their consent to participate. then there's a part where the student's parent or guardian is going to give them consent, so you're not going to do anything to these. These need to stay the way they are. Then you'll get to section 3. This is where you are going to insert your actual research questions. Then we get to research questions. Now you need to insert the questions that you're actually going to be asking people. And there's a few tools that Google Forms has that are going to be helpful for this. The first one is this little plus sign in a circle. That's how you add a question. Then there's the TT. You can add text, which is really good for instructions. So an example of what this looks like is on the template form. This part here, that is a text box. So you can see that there's a piece that goes in big text and then a piece that goes in smaller text. This is also a text box. All of these are text box. So that's what they look like when you make a text box. You can also add photos, and this will work really well because it'll actually make the photo really big. And so if you're asking people to look at a photo and then make observations about it, the photo will show up quite big on your actual form. And then you can also insert videos, so you can use a video that you have as a file on your computer, or you can insert videos from YouTube, which is also really helpful. So you're going to go through here, and you're just going to add whatever you need to add. This one you're not going to use, and you're also not going to use a section, so you're going to keep all of your research questions in the same section. So you'll be using the question one, the text one, the image, and the video. I just want to talk quickly about what the different types of questions you can use are. So you can have a multiple choice question. You can have a checkbox where they check ones that apply. You can have a drop-down menu where you add options and then it shows up to the person as a drop-down menu. You can also insert short answer or long answer questions. So if you want them to write a paragraph or just write a few words, you can use those. You can also use the linear scale, which is on a scale of 1 to 5. A lot of people are going to be using this. The only thing you need to do is make sure you add labels for what each number means. So if 1 is the most sad, and then 5 is most happy, or something like that. Just make sure that you label your scale so that people know what the numbers they're choosing mean. Okay? You're also going to make sure that you mark all of your questions as required, because you want to make sure that people answer every single question that you ask. Okay, so make sure you mark all of the questions as required. That will make sure that before people submit the form, they have to answer each question. The last thing we need to cover is how to actually share your survey. So when you finish your survey and it's completely done, you're going to go up to the send button, and instead of the email icon, you're going to choose the link icon. This will open up the link to your doc. You don't need to shorten it because you're just going to add it to a doc. So you're going to copy that. Then you're going to go into the document that was also shared with you that has to do with your teacher. So this is Miss Garside. If you have Miss JP or Miss Bagdonis, you're going to add yours to their document. You're going to put your name. The link to your survey goes here. And then you need to indicate whether people can just fill this out on their own, or if this is something that you need to be there to give them instructions for. So you can either write independent or me as facilitator. And that will help us figure out how we're going to facilitate giving all these subjects to the people in our cluster. Once you've done that, you are all set for now, and your teachers will follow up with you on how you're going to actually administer your survey in the future.